Welcome, tarot lovers and tarot curious. Today we will look at the Chariot. As you connect to the card, think about it in relation to your own life, and you'll learn aspects of this card today that you can connect to your own life story. So get your journals ready to take some notes. The Chariot is a beautiful card, full of symbols that can go in many directions. Like most of the cards, it has Kabbalic and Hermetic philosophy built into it. But without those details, you can still read this card and befriend it and connect to it in a very personal way. The Chariot is a container for the charioteer. On the clothing of the charioteer, in the Rider-Waite-Smith images, are written truths that he lives by. He wears his values and a pure heart of determination. This is the first symbol to note about the card. The clothing represent his symbolic of his devotion and his belief. His values and his heart of his energy is on what he wears outwardly. He exudes what he believes. In fact, the charioteer has grown out of the chariot, much like a crystal formation grows into being. He comes to life with vision and determination. In my understanding, he symbolizes the mindful person. His actions are not impulsive, but purposeful. His planned goals are not haphazard, but based on vision and commitment. In fact, the canopy of stars on this chariot is the map for the charioteer so that he can find his way. So that is the second symbol of the chariot. One is his clothing that signifies him. The other one is he follows the stars to find his way. Journal prompt. What have you done to get ready for a challenge? Have you prepared for goals? How do you prepare? How do you know when you are prepared to set out and meet your challenge? Like Cancer, the crab sign, he is associated with bringing his house with him, and the charioteer is home in his chariot. It protects him in his travels. He wears the armor of his values and beliefs to guide him. Instead of weapons to fight with or a whip to move the sphinx-like creatures, he has a wand like the magician. Remember, the wand is inspiration. Journal prompt. And I remind you, you may stop the video at any time. Write what comes to mind. If you're inspired to do so, listen to your intuition, and then come back to the video when you're ready. Okay, this journal prompt says, how do you prepare to take on a major task? A task requiring grit and determination. What tools did you need to bring you to where you were going? What knowledge did you feel was important to get you to your destination? What tools of the trade or special training did you feel was important to prepare and get you there? Spiritual teachings or readings, were they important to you in your journey? What earthly needs did you feel you needed? as you prepared for your journey. His mindfulness is important because his will struggles with mental distraction. Though this deck has the chariot pulled by two sphinxes, most modern chariot decks use horses or modern vehicles with wheels for the chariot. I have one deck with a woman in a wheelchair that I like, with two Labrador retrievers next to her. Symbolic are the two sphinxes or horses pulling in different directions. It takes mindful grit and foresight to stay the course and to create the forward motion desired. In The Lord of the Rings, the character Frodo struggles with his impulse to put the magic ring on his finger. His righteous willpower dueled with forces that toyed with his weaknesses. Mental struggles are often experienced when our weaknesses are starting to tease at us. Journal prompt. Have you ever had plans you made challenged by your own mixed desires? What aspect of your ability to finish a task helps you achieve your task? Would you call it willpower or mindfulness, or would you call it grit? These are words associated with the chariot. What words do you use to define actions that lead to results? Is there a type of skill needed to sustain action? Write about a time that you achieved a long-range goal and how you came to stay on track to finish it. The chariot is not necessarily an actual physical trip. It can mean moving forward in the earthly realm, but it can just as easily mean moving in your mind to a place of greater value for you. Either way, your home is where you are. Also, like the lovers, the chariot is about trying to keep separate parts of yourself united, or getting them to work together. This symbol of unruly horses pulling in different directions could also represent the male and female energies being consolidated to work together, or the balance of rational with passion, or actively creating motion in the right direction while multitasking to keep duality struggle in check. It comes down to mindfulness. In childhood, the chariot goals are primarily very concrete and short range. For adults, the goals can be purely physical, purely mental, or spiritual improvement, or career or love-oriented. While the goals of old age are short range and provide reflection on life and its meaning. As people age and face their own mortality, their goals are to seek meaning in each moment. In the end, the journey toward the goal is where the charioteer feels at home in his chariot. That adventure of being on the path toward the goal is the experience he wants to live for. That challenge is where the satisfaction lies, and if the goal is actually achieved, it becomes the additional delight of a remarkable sunset at the end of the road. We've covered a lot of ground with this deeply spiritual card of action through the chariot. Take a moment now to sit quietly in a chair and feel the weight of your body as you plant your feet on the floor and take some long, slow, cleansing breaths. energy of the chariot and feel the energy of mindful determination, a desire to experience challenges for the sake of trying and doing. Awaken in your spirit, mind, and body. Breathing out what no longer serves you. After taking some cleansing breaths, just sit and thank yourself for this practice of connecting to the chariot and following the fool on his journey. As you quietly come back into your awareness, consider the expansion these tarot cards are providing as you reconnect with your own empowering life story. My goal is to demystify the tarot. It does have many mysteries and can become an involved study. However, you don't need to know every bit of data on the card to connect with it in a meaningful way. Next week, the Fool meets the passion and purity of the Strength card. Blessed be. Namaste.